Hello, welcome back to Truth Seekers Tea. My name is Kate and I'm thankful to have you here for today's pick a card reading. So we're going to be looking at how both you and your person are currently thinking and feeling about each other. And we're going to start off with how you're currently thinking and feeling about your person. And that's really meant to serve as a pretty thorough energy check-in to help you guys feel more confident that it is your pile and to help you guys avoid any confusion. There will be an extended reading for each pile. It's slightly different for depending on what comes through on the pile. So if you really feel like it resonates and you want to listen to the extended, I'll have it linked down below. Thank you to everyone who does support me through the extended readings. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the pile selection. So for pile number one, I realize these are new decks to me. So I think this is the Moonchild Tarot and I'm so excited to use it. So we have the Moonchild Tarot and the Rose Quartz Point. For pile number two, we have the Lucid Dreams Tarot with this green jasper star. And for pile number three, we have the Dreamy Moons Tarot with this orange calcite raw stone. So take whatever time you need to tune into the pile that you're feeling the most drawn to. Again, there will be an energy check-in, so hopefully that can help you guys further figure out if it's your pile. I will have the timestamps linked in the description box, and I'll also try to pin the comment at the top of the comments. I will have these decks linked down below and any other information about me along with the extended readings. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Moonchild Tarot and this Rose Quartz Point, this is going to be a reading where we're looking at how you and your person both are feeling and thinking about each other. So we're going to start off with how you are currently feeling and thinking about your person. And I think this would be a really great energy check-in for you guys to confirm that this is your pile, that this is a person that you do want to hear about. So hopefully you can confirm that as I'm explaining your subjective thoughts and feelings about this person. There will be an extended reading. I think it's gonna probably be different for each pile, so stay tuned for that if you guys do really feel like it's resonating and you want to go deeper. I try to go into whatever we didn't have time for in the YouTube, and I usually like to extend the questions and topics there. So if it resonates, check it out. Okay, so for pile number one, this is a brand new deck, so I'm very excited to use it. How is pile number one currently feeling and thinking about their person, the connection with them? How would they describe it to me if they were going to describe what's currently going on within their thoughts and feelings? How is pile number one currently thinking and feeling? Okay, we have the moon here in the reverse. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. Can we clarify the moon in reverse? We have the King of Wands. Can we clarify the Six of Cups in reverse? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and then the Queen of Cups clarifying the Ace of Swords. Can we clarify the Two of Pentacles? Okay, we have the Hangman. I'm not going to take all of them, just the Hangman. So we have Pisces and Cancer energy coming through. So a lot of water energy just with the signs. That could be in your chart or your person's. Can we clarify the King of Pentacles, please, for how pile number one is currently feeling and thinking about their person? We have the Two of Swords here in the reverse. And then we have the Sun at the back of the deck. Okay, let me just make sure we're good. Let me just get it straight. Okay. So I feel like you guys are in a state of reflection right now in this connection. It maybe feels like things are going through a pause or a standstill with the Hangman there. And with the Two of Swords in reverse, it almost feels like there's some level of needing to get more clarity, especially with the moon here and the sun. It's almost like you guys are trying to see the situation more clearly, and understand your person's energy better. But overall, just some clues for the connection. It does feel like with the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Hangman, it's almost like you're rethinking something, or you're trying to understand if you're seeing this person clearly, you're understanding their actions clearly, but it also feels like with the Six of Cups in reverse, there's a reflection going on around your childhood and maybe how, or not even just childhood, but like your past, whatever's from the past for you emotionally, your previous connections with your family, friends, romantic relationships. It feels like that is impacting this connection, because it feels like you are trying to, number one, not make the same mistakes with the Ace of Swords in reverse. But it also feels like you are trying to make sure that it's like you see your past clearly, that you understand what fears are coming from your past, and you're able to differentiate like what is true about this person and what is true about the connection. Because it feels like there's some sort of uncertainty or decision making going on with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords. But I can tell with the Two of Pentacles, it's like you guys are trying to not, I just heard, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. So there is maybe this energy here of trying to stay more grounded or practical or balanced, trying to not let like some sort of an emotional intensity with the moon here, I don't know, cause you to not see what's in front of you or see things in a more distorted way. With the Queen of Cups here, I do feel like you do have really deep feelings for this person. But there's almost this feeling of, can I trust how I'm feeling, and can I trust this person? With the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, I feel like you do think that this is someone that is, I feel like they're showing up for you in a positive way. And I feel like this is helping you feel less afraid or less hesitant. Because I almost just feel like there's this energy here of you having to look at things or reflect on all of this that's going on in the connection, because you don't, it's just this overall energy of feeling like not super secure and sure about moving forward, or just rushing forward with the Sun here. Yeah, with the Seven of Swords underneath. And it's like, you don't want to be fooling yourself. You don't want this person to be fooling you. But let's get some more Oracle cards. I feel like this is someone that you can see a path forward with, but it just almost feels like there's some reflecting that you're doing. You might even be doing some shadow work, or just sifting through what fears you have, and like even releasing them with the moon here, like trying not to let your fears in your past cause you to make the wrong decision here in whatever way that is, like not rushing forward, but also not pushing this person away if they are showing up in a, you know, very solid energy. Yeah, we have Death of the Deceitful. So, okay, can we clarify how pile number 1 is currently feeling and thinking about their person, the connection with them? We have Justice. We have the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. We have Afraid of the Attic. We have Someone Soon. Then we have the Messenger. Okay, so yeah, I do feel like here with Justice, there is this feeling of like contemplation around wanting to do the right thing here. And not being sure of what that thing is necessarily. I feel like there's this part of you that maybe just doesn't know what to do next, but you don't want to do the unfair or the wrong thing. It's like you're waiting to get more clarity, but it almost feels like the clarity is going to come from you facing certain subconscious feelings that maybe this person's bringing up more than anything else. I feel like with someone soon here, there is this feeling of maybe seeing that this person could be kind of what you've been waiting for, or it's almost this energy of, should I be in an optimistic, faithful, trusting energy where, or it's like you do want to be in that, but there's also this energy around almost like knowing what you deserve and knowing what you want. And almost not knowing if what you're feeling hesitant about has to do with this person or has more to do with like your fears. Because it's like a sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. I feel like you have no problem moving on from something if you decide that it isn't in your best interest or isn't in your highest good. And maybe you've had experiences already with the Ace of Swords, the Six of Cups, where, you know, you might have had feelings for a situation, but it just didn't end up being the right choice, or like you didn't see things clearly. And so there's almost this part of you that's like wanting to see things from every angle. But overall, it just feels like you might even not be sure if this is someone that can really honor you or show up for you in the way that you really want or feel you deserve. Like you just aren't, in all honesty, it just feels like you're not 100% sure about this person's character. And you also seem to be trying to figure out some certain things from your past. Like, what are your past fears? What are like actual actions from this person that you should be, you know, looking at, I guess. Pile number one currently feeling about their person? We have Compass. Yeah, it's like you're trying to make the right decision. You're trying to make sure that like as you're forging forward on your path that, you know, that you are following your soul more than anything else, that you aren't getting wrapped up in something that doesn't align with you, but also at the same time, like you're not trying to make decisions out of fear that blocks something that is on your path. There's just this energy of you trying to find what your true north is, and to just make sure that you're not kind of falling off your path. I think that's like your worst fear, is maybe like this relationship taking you off your path. And maybe it's because in your past relationships have done that. And there might just be some fears left over from the past is what I'm getting. How is pile number one currently feeling? We have Rescue. And it's like trusting that the universe is almost like working in your favor, or that this person's going to even be there for you in a sense. Like it's almost this energy of needing to trust that no matter what, like you're going to be taken care of, and the universe like has your back and is pushing you on a path. And it's almost like needing to remind yourself of that. But it's also this energy of doubting that you'll be taken care of, or almost feeling like you might need to like rescue yourself or something like that, or like that you won't, that there's almost this energy of being afraid that you won't be okay. It's like there's a feeling of not knowing if you're safe to kind of move in the direction you're being called to. And it's like this trust in the universe kind of coming through. We have Mountain here in the reverse. We get one more for how they're feeling. We have Dry Desert here in the reverse. And then Wishing Well. Yeah. There's this feeling of you wanting this person, and with someone soon, it's like you're putting out this wish into the universe, and it feels like you're trying to manifest some kind of a relationship. But there is this part of you that's almost like anticipating challenge, or maybe like you've gotten used to things being difficult, or like not getting the love and support or like nurturance that you need from relationships, that you almost doubt that you can trust in the universe to bring you something happy, or that you're going to be moving in a positive direction. And so it just feels like you're having fears that maybe you're going to go without. Like there's just this feeling with the Dry Desert here and Rescue of like, am I just going to keep wandering this direction and find that like, it's almost like the energy of looking out in a desert and seeing a mirage of water, where it's like maybe in the past you guys have, you know, thought that was real water and like kept moving towards it. And you found out like, oh, you have to keep like staying in survival mode and like keep moving forward. And it just almost feels like this energy of not knowing if you can trust in your manifestation. And it even kind of feels like there's this energy around not being sure. Like, it's almost like you don't know if this person fits in with what you want or if it doesn't. So yeah, in the extended, we'll definitely get more guidance on that. Let's just do a couple more. And then if you guys want to skip to how your person is feeling about you, you can definitely do that. But I just want to get a little bit more. Anything else for how pile number 1 is feeling about their person? Like, you almost are debating if you should keep moving forward. But then you're like, is that the right thing to do? Like, or is this triggering me? Like, it's almost like you just aren't sure about this connection. But I don't think that it's necessarily coming from this person's actions. We have community. How is pile number 1 currently feeling? We have the woman holding a heart. So yeah, I do feel like you have feelings for this person. I feel like you do want to have a sense of community. And I feel like there is this energy of learning to trust in people being there for you, people being able to like nurture you and like your soft heart. Like, it almost just feels like you do really want that, but there's almost this fear around it. We have strategy. Yeah. And it feels like with strategy here, you guys are definitely feeling like you guys aren't trying to be in the backseat where you guys have a goal in mind. You have a manifestation. Like, you guys want to make decisions for yourself that are going to be right for you. It's like, you know what you're worth, you know what your heart is. But yeah, we have the indecision card and then the first chakra. But it feels like an angel of strength in reverse back of the deck. There's almost this feeling here of just like there is indecision right now about where you want to go in this connection. And it does feel like it has to do with the first chakra, like your sense of security, your sense of being taken care of, having enough, like feeling safe almost. It's like you want to follow your heart, but there is certain like fears from your past or just first chakra based fears that are kind of holding you back is how it feels. Yeah, like almost a need to like preserve yourself or a need to be careful, like maybe not take risks or not like trust, like not trust that you're safe, that you're going to be taken care of, that you're going to be supported. It's kind of like this fear that that's not going to happen. And then it's kind of causing you to not like doubt your strategy or doubt like how you have been, how much you can trust the situation. I hope that makes sense. So let's see how your person's feeling about you now. It's an energy of being so used to moving in the dark or being so used to having to like expect struggle or expect challenge that it's hard to believe that maybe that isn't going to happen or that it's not going to always be like that, that you don't always have to have your guard up and that you can trust someone else to almost like take the lead for you or trust someone to like be there for you. And not even just maybe someone, this could even be like an overall theme right now in regards to like relationships and like letting people support you and trusting them to be there for you and trusting that if you have like, if you feel like your heart is pushing you in a direction that you can trust that, you know? And I feel like maybe your heart has like betrayed you in the past or you feel like it didn't end up bringing you, it may have just been a wound that you've had where it's like the people that you love, like maybe hurt you or like you just always kind of have to be looking out for yourself in a way. So there could even be some hyper independence here. But you are also very connected to a vision of what you want when it comes to like the 10 of Cups, when it comes to relationships and happiness. Like I do feel like there's this baseline. You're growing and you're trying to release like past fears that could hold you back. So let's see now how pile number 1's person is thinking and feeling about them. All right, with the 9 of Cups here in the reverse. I've been hearing poetic justice for a while, so that song just coming through. How is pile number 1's person honestly feeling about them? We have the Page of Swords here in the reverse. feeling and thinking about them. We have the world or the universe. We have the Six of Swords in reverse, and then we have the King of Swords. What are pile number one's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards them? Can we clarify the Nine of Cups in reverse? We have the High Priestess in reverse. Can we clarify the Page of Swords in reverse? We have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Can we clarify the world or the universe? We have the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Page of Wands. Can we clarify the Six of Swords in reverse with the King of Swords for their thoughts and feelings? We have the Eight of Wands. Then we have the Six of Cups here at the back of the deck. Okay, so you guys both had the Six of Cups coming through. And so I feel like this could be a soulmate connection or one that just brings up the past and just like emotions from the past. I feel like there is just this baseline comfort level between you and this person that if you tune into it intuitively, it's very safe and comfortable and obvious, but it almost just feels like there's layers of conditioning and I don't know, like past experiences that are clouding the confidence and the connection between the two of you guys. So with the Nine of Cups in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse, I feel like your person is having a hard time tuning in with their intuition, or they may feel like this is something that they've experienced before. They might even feel like this is your energy, but they could be mirroring it. But it's like with the Nine of Cups in reverse, it's almost this energy of not going for what you want or like not exploring, being afraid to explore what you're, again, like the theme of what your heart is really calling for you. So it's like the Nine of Cups here for me represents in this reading, this energy of being in touch with number one, like what your heart is calling you to, what would make you most happy. And then this other layer of like self-esteem of almost whether or not you feel worthy of that and whether or not and how that worthiness impacts the way that you move towards something. So I feel like with the Page of Swords in reverse, for me, this is this energy of almost shutting down a little bit or feeling like there's almost this energy with your person where it's like if they don't receive, if you don't give them, it's almost this energy of if it's not handed to them or it's not given to them, they might feel like they're like not worthy of it, or they might kind of shut down in a sense where it's like they may have just this feeling of I'm not worthy of what I really want. And I feel like they do really want you, but there's almost this energy of I don't know why this person feels like they're kind of in this like beggar position here where it's like instead of there is somewhat of like a lack of problem solving energy where they may feel this person feels like currently with the Eight of Wands in reverse, like there may have been momentum in this connection that's kind of slowed down, or like there's a need to take a step back before moving forward. So I feel like you guys are both in this energy where there may be some sort of pause or break right now, where I feel like your person with King of Swords is also very like heavily thinking about things. And I feel like they also feel like baggage from the past is slowing the connection down. And I feel like, again, there's just this theme here of like your person almost thinking or feeling like they, at their core, they feel this like heartfelt, loving connection toward you. And I feel like they do actually want to explore things with you. But I think this person actually almost also struggles to trust that if they did give or like if they did go after what they want, almost like in a masculine energy. It's almost like this vibe of your person maybe in the past, like being more actually in a feminine energy, or like not really stepping into their masculine energy when it is that they want something. And it's like, it's almost like they're too easy to accept, or I don't want to say too easy, but they have a tendency to accept something not working out, or there's almost this feeling of, well, I didn't think I was going to get what I wanted anyways. And then so they're not seeing how their own actions and viewpoint of everything is going to impact the outcome. And so I feel like your person is struggling with like a sense of lower self-worth, of like not really believing that if you want something, there's a way to make it happen, you know, like that you can then, you know, problem solve or learn about the situation. Like with the Page of Swords, I feel like that's an energy of getting curious about, you know, why things are the way they are, or like what's happening, instead of just like accepting like, oh yeah, well, like I just didn't get that. Or like they're kind of in this energy of like, I'm getting like nihilism, or just like almost accepting that things are going to go wrong. And so they're not realizing that it's more to do with their own mindset. This person, there's a mirroring energy at least, but this person definitely is thinking more with their head right now than their heart. And it's kind of coming from a more pessimistic mindset of just feeling like we won't get to the outcome that we want, like with the universe here. Because I feel like the universe is about completion and wholeness and celebration. And it almost just feels like they're feeling held back. There's something from this person's past as well. Let me clarify that. Why is the Eight of Wands in reverse here? What do they feel is the root of the Eight of Wands? We have Three of Cups in reverse, and then the Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it really feels like there's almost this energy of having a hard time trusting and feeling sure. And like with the Three of Cups in reverse, it's like, this book actually had a really interesting Three of Cups in reverse. I want to, sometimes when I get a new deck, I just like to see their interpretation. But let me just look really quick. The Three of Cups in reverse in this deck. Yeah, it says setbacks or delays. Yeah, that's like the Eight of Wands. Family quarrels or disputes, a state of unhappiness or instability. It may be time to have some important conversation with loved ones. If there are issues from your past that are now resurfacing, take a moment to explore the depth of their implications. And like, that's the Six of Swords. It's almost like there's this energy of needing to slow down so we can kind of figure out what's impacting this connection. Like this person's trying to get a clarity here. So it says, this creates room for fresh perspectives and to perhaps even have a sense of closure. And again, there's a theme of closure coming through here, that it's like there's almost this need for closure, maybe on both of your guys' ends, in order to begin something new here. And so this could be a renewal situation or just a newer relationship where it's like there's almost this need to let go of a rigid stance, or like an expectation of how things have gone based on previous experiences. And I feel like with the Seven of Swords here, it's almost like, where are we in denial, or where are we not seeing things clearly? Like, what is not true? What's holding us back that is not true? What is causing us? Yeah, the Five of Cups. There's stuff from the past, like the Two of Swords here. It's like we need a hangman moment to make sure that we're seeing things clearly, that we've learned the lessons we need to learn in order to be able to move forward. And with the Star here, it feels like there's healing that's needed. There's a stuck energy here. And it's almost this feeling of it kind of being subconscious, maybe even for both of you, where it's like there's just this subconscious feeling of, I am afraid to really go for what I want and to trust that what I want is something that can come for me, or like that's something that I can have. So you guys there's kind of a similar energy between the two of you guys. I think this person may be jumping to conclusions and then acting in a way that like really isn't in alignment with what they want or like what excites them. It's like they're almost afraid to just explore things and kind of be like childlike and like adventurous. And it feels like they're just being held back from like kind of following their passion here. And especially I just feel like there is a really good vibe between the two of you guys. That is just, it doesn't really make sense why there is so much fear. Yeah, we have anxiety in like the third chakra. And for me, this is this energy of it having to do with self-worth and in your expectation of like what the universe is going to bring you or what it's going to give you. So can we clarify how pile number one's person is honestly feeling towards them? This person also may like detach from their emotions a little bit is what I'm picking up on. We have storm warning. And again, I feel like this person expects things to not work out in some way. And I feel like with the Queen of Swords in reverse, there's almost this feeling here of like, because I could see how things could go wrong, I'm almost going to detach now, even though that's not what I want. We have the sixth chakra. And again, there is this spiritual connection between you guys. That is like the Six of Cups energy. And there's a spiritual, very emotional connection between the two of you that seems to, it's almost like when we fall out of alignment with our sixth chakra and like believing in the possibilities. The sixth chakra is also about like having visions for the future and being able to imagine sort of like creative new outcomes and like being willing to explore that is an aspect of the sixth chakra. And so I feel like there's just something to do with how willing we are to be open to imagining like sort of imagining and taking action to create a better relationship here than what we've had in the past, and also to believe that we're worthy of that is like themes coming through. We have Healer of the Ages, and then we have Man holding a coin in the reverse. And then the back of the deck, yeah, we have Strategy in reverse. Yeah, I'm really getting this energy with this person where there's some kind of like stagnancy where it's like they stop taking with the second chakra. Okay, let me just get my words together. It's like the second chakra and strategy here. The Nine of Cups for me is this energy of being in tune with your second chakra. Your second chakra is also a very creative space, and it's all about flowing with your emotions and your desires. And so it's like when we have blockages emotionally, it can cause us to not be as creative and as expressive. It's like it also rules our expression, and just like how worthy we feel to express and go after our desires. Like we deserve to feel good. We deserve to have the things that make us happy. And I feel like there's almost this energy here of not realizing that we can engage in strategy in order to create the outcome that we want. And that we're not in a position where we should hold back. This person also could be like concerned with give or take in relationships where they're maybe afraid, they may be holding back, even like holding back because there's almost this feeling of like, well, what if what I want in this situation isn't even possible for me? Like, I don't want to keep investing more in it then. But either way, with the Healer of the Ages coming through, there's healing going on both of your sides. And your person is currently using their mind to try to sift through, like with the Eight of Wands here, it's like this energy of like slowing down to see what needs to be reassessed, what baggage is holding this situation back. So it's kind of similar to your situation, because I feel like there may be situations from their past that are causing them to have this blockage around not believing that they can have what they want, to a point where they're not in their masculine energy about it, like whatsoever. I want to read you guys strategy in reverse because I feel like this person is struggling with a wound around this. So it says, when the strategy card is reversed, it indicates a stall in progress due to lack of planning. You may have a goal in mind, but no specific idea about how to achieve it, or you may have found that your original plans have hit a wall and now it's time to reevaluate things. If this is the case, remember that the path of least resistance may be tempting, but it rarely leads anywhere new. Yeah, that's totally what I'm getting, where it's like, it's almost like this person can start taking the path of least resistance to a point where they're like, well, I'll just accept this even though it's not what I want. It's like, yeah, you don't always want to be forceful, and like, this is almost like too much feminine energy. So it says, don't let the mundane tasks of life eat up all of your time and take you off course. Instead of floundering and wandering around in confusion, put some significant mental effort into starting or renewing a comprehensive plan of attack. This card reverse is a warning to get out of the role of passive observer and become the author and director of your own destiny. I plan the necessary steps to achieve my goals. I'm willing to take action in that direction. I'm flexible, persistent, and prepared. It's like, I'm persistent. So it's like, if it doesn't work the first time, I'll find a new way with like the Page of Swords. I'll be open to figuring out what I need to do. And I do also feel like with the King of Swords, I do think that this person is recognizing that they are maybe sabotaging the situation in this way. And there's almost this energy here of, with the storm warning, like maybe there is challenges that are coming up in this connection, or maybe your person sees how certain challenges are going to come up. And then there's almost this energy of your person needing to understand that that's a time that brings up an opportunity to heal and overcome challenges. But it almost feels like your person may feel like the challenges are telling them that this isn't for them, or like that they shouldn't keep pushing for it, if that makes sense. Yeah. But with the Healer of the Ages upright, I do think this is someone who does like self-reflect and is introspective. And so I think the way that they feel is related to all this sort of like blockage energy around doubting that they can have what they want in this situation, but feeling very connected to you, feeling like they do really want you. And there's this energy of why am I creating these blockages, or what do I need to adjust in the way that I'm going about this connection so there can be success, because whatever I'm doing right now is not really working. And don't just like stay in confusion with the Two of Swords. It's like, there's a need to kind of come out of an overly surrendered energy. Coming out of like a pessimistic energy of like, well, it's gonna, this is gonna happen anyways, and stepping more into like an exploratory, younger kind of an energy where like you're not weighed down by baggage of the past. Like you're not carrying that around with you, and like you're free to kind of explore things and just see what happens. Like the fact that it is exciting. It's like an energy of like, you don't have to be reacting to what's coming before you. It's more like learning to create the life that you want, and just like understanding that there are going to be challenges. This is giving like Chariot energy. I feel like that's what the Chariot is all about. Like I feel like that's the energy that would help your person, is like having confidence that they can have victory and that they will be able to overcome any challenge that comes their way. Can we clarify how pile number one's person is honestly feeling? We have Field of Dreams. Yeah, it's almost like they feel like things aren't practical. We have Intention here. We have Heal the Ouch. We have One Ring Circus in reverse. And then Into the Unknown. Yeah, and so I feel like a lot of what this has to do with is being willing to go into the unknown, and also to like understand that like their visions and their dreams of what they want in their life, like even outside of this connection, like let's say for their career, just like whatever they want, whatever they dream of, there's almost this energy of your person needing to understand that they can have that. But it's important to not just have it be in the realm of dreams to a point where we aren't really creating it in the real world. With Intention here, I feel like this person has the right intentions towards you. But there may be like an energy around lacking like follow through when it comes to the King of Pentacles in reverse, or not understanding like what they need to do in order to make it happen. Yeah, and I'm also getting here, this also talks about, there's an energy here of needing to understand what it is that they really want. and to understand the intention behind what it is that they want, if that makes sense. And so I feel like sometimes this person maybe gets overly logical or can start losing touch, like with the High Priestess in reverse, with what their heart is calling them toward. And this person is needing to reassess, like, what are my intentions towards pile number one? Is this something I want to create? And with the One Ring Circus here in the reverse, I feel like there's, again, this energy of needing to understand that just because you don't have to control everything, or you don't have to be the one to solely make it happen. And so there's kind of this lesson here around, also similar to your vibe, where it's like this energy of maybe not trusting that people are going to be there for you or that people are going to step up. This person maybe feels like if they do want something, it's all on them to make it happen. And so then they might feel like a lot of pressure that way, or yeah, they may just kind of feel like they have to meet like expectations in some sense. Yeah, I want to see 38 with healed ouch. Yeah, there is this energy here of your person being in this energy of needing to look at their own past as well. Like look at their past and see like what they need to forgive. And see where maybe they're being like too harsh in a sense with other people. Cause like with the Queen of Swords here, there's almost a perfectionistic energy where it's like, well, I'm going to have to do all the work. And if this person, you know, I can already see that there's going to be challenges here, and just kind of understanding that maybe like situations of disappointment from the past are making you think that other people, or this person making this person think that other people are going to disappoint them. So like, why try? Or like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up on. And it's kind of this energy of needing to understand that it's not all their responsibility, but they still should be open to exploring the realization of their desires without anticipating that they're going to have to do all the work, without anticipating that small like flaws in a person are just going to be the reason why things couldn't move forward, or like the storm warning, like this feeling of like, well, everything is going to go like to shit essentially. And just kind of trusting that like you can just follow your heart. As long as you have the right intention, you should always move in that direction. But I feel like your person kind of get caught up in their logical mind when they're like, well, should I want this or should I not want this? Is this a good investment? Is this not a good investment? Like kind of an energy like that. Okay, I just want to see how long I've been filming for. Okay, I feel like this has been kind of long. So let's just get some last couple oracles and we'll take into the extended. And so for the extended reading, what do I want to look at? I want to look at what it is that your person really does want when it comes to this situation. I want to look at, I want to take a deeper look into what the blockages are on your person's end. Like what's the blockage on their end? And then I want to look at what your person's next actions in this connection are going to be. And then we'll get some guidance for you as well. So I'll have that link down below if you guys are interested in joining me for that. But let's just get a couple more oracles to finish out your person's thoughts and feelings towards you. Okay, we have abundance, we have make, we have fear. And then we have movement. Then we have fire. So yeah, I do feel like your person feels called to movement with you, feels a passion for you. There's fear when it comes more to like the practical, how are they going to make this happen? Like, can I really create abundance in this situation? Can it really work? Like, is this really like something I can do almost? Because I do feel really passionate towards pile number one. I do feel very drawn to them. But it's like my own fear, my own scarcity mindset that's doubting my ability to create a positive outcome here. And my fears that are holding me back from taking movement forward. So yeah, we'll take a deeper look at what those fears are. We'll look at what this person does really honestly want though when it comes to this passion. And then we'll see what their next actions are going to be, and then guidance. So I'll have that link down below. If you guys found this useful or helpful or interesting, I really appreciate if you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment. Thank you so much for everyone who interacts with my channel. It really means a lot. And if you want to see more pick a card readings, make sure you subscribe, that you have the notification bell on so you're able to see future videos as they come out. Other than that, it's been an honor to read for you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pal number 2. If you chose the Lucid Minds Tarot and this green jasper star, this is going to be your reading where we're looking at how you and your person both feel about each other. So we're going to start off with how you are currently thinking and feeling about this person, this connection, and that's meant to serve as a pretty good energy check-in for you. So hopefully this first part will resonate, and then you'll feel more sure that this is actually a reading. If it doesn't resonate at all, I would just check out another pile. There will be an extended reading if you do feel like it really resonates and you want to go deeper. So stay tuned for that topic. I'll go into whatever spirit feels is helpful, unique to your group. And also that at any point you guys don't want to listen to all of the first part of the reading, which is going to be about your feelings and thoughts, you can just skip to your person's thoughts and feelings about you. Okay, so tune me in. By the way, this is a new deck. I'm so excited to use it. It's so pretty. Tune me into pile number 2's energy. Tune me into this connection. Collective of pile number 2. How does pile number 2 currently think and feel about their person? We have the 4 of Cups in reverse. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. Look at this Queen of Wands. I'm so obsessed with this deck. Can we clarify the 4 of Cups in reverse? We have the 5 of Cups. Can we clarify the 5 of Pentacles? We have the 8 of Wands in reverse. Can we clarify the 2 of Pentacles? 7 of Swords in reverse. And then the Queen of Wands. Can we clarify, please? Queen of Pentacles. 7 of Wands in reverse at the back of the deck. Okay, so I definitely feel like there's been some kind of a hold back in this connection. It feels like something has potentially not turned out to be the way that you were hoping or expecting from this connection. Just the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. It feels like there's a level of disappointment and almost feeling like a sense of loss. And with the 8 of Wands in reverse, like it just tells me that this situation has maybe had a lot of momentum or seemed like a good situation, but it's the 8 of Wands in reverse can be a quick reversal almost of momentum and feelings like shifting really quickly in the other direction. With the 7 of Swords here in reverse, it could be that you're feeling like you're maybe seeing certain truths about this connection, and it feels like you're trying to figure out how if this connection has any practical potential. Especially if maybe at some point you guys thought that it did have more potential, or like you might have prioritized this connection or thought that it was going to fit better into your life, or like that it was going to be able to fit in your life in some capacity. It almost feels like, you know, you're not getting what you wanted out of the situation. With the 7 of Wands here in reverse too, it almost just feels like there's an element here of like a little bit of a sense of defeat even. And with the Seven of Cups, it's like there's more confusion in the situation. Yeah, with the Five of Wands, Two of Swords. I definitely feel like the situation hasn't turned out to be, again, what you expected, or it hasn't been super clear cut in a sense. I feel like you're conflicted about what this person can offer, or like what this connection can offer, and whether or not you should even fight for this. I feel like there's this question of, should I even fight for it? Or should I kind of accept the loss of this? With the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, I just want to clarify those. Can we clarify the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles here? We have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Yeah, it's almost like you all are feeling yeah, Queen of Swords in reverse here at the back of the deck as well. I feel like you guys might have expected more from this person, or with the Magician here, kind of expected this person to be a better partner, or someone that would really hear you out and have a little bit more depth of emotion. Like with the King of Cups here, it's almost like you feel like this person's emotions, there's this energy of you contemplating like what your worth is and what you deserve. And I feel like there's this energy here of like knowing that you want this King of Cups, Three of Pentacles energy, where you're building something with the other person and there's a lot of good rapport between the two of you, and it doesn't necessarily like feel like a fight, or like you have to like stand your ground for what you want. It's almost like you just want someone who's on the same page as you, and who's like emotionally mature, emotionally knows what they want, has done emotional work on themselves. And I feel like with the Queen of Swords here in reverse, there's almost this feeling like maybe you lacked you didn't have the discernment that you thought you had in the situation. But there's almost this feeling of this situation like knocking you down a peg, or it's like you were in, or you are, like with this Queen of Wands, this Queen of Pentacles. Like the Queen of Wands is this, very confident, powerful, passionate, creative, empowered energy. And the Queen of Pentacles is all about, being able to take care of yourself, having a lot of stability, having self-worth. And there's almost just this feeling here of this situation like bringing like loss into your life, or just bringing like a feeling of lack where you weren't even feeling that before, is what I'm getting. It's like the situation has brought in this sense of lack, and there's almost this energy of, I'm not sure if I'm interested in this even. Again, there's a sense here, maybe not feeling prioritized, or feeling like in order to get what you want, it's like you'd have to kind of expend more energy than you would want to. It's almost like you just wish this would flow better. And like, because of that, there's just like a really strong kind of slowdown in the energy between the two of you, where I feel like you are assessing like, okay, have I been seeing things clearly? What's really going on here? Yeah, and I'm seeing protect your heart. And there is this energy here though of like, I don't think it's 100% over with this person, or that, there's no potential here. It's more that it's slowed down, and you might just be feeling kind of disconnected from this person. Like it's just, this situation isn't feeling abundant and flowing and easy and like optimistic anymore. It's like you're feeling a little bit more pessimistic. But there is still like potential with the, Five of Cups having 2 cups left over, and the Eight of Wands being here, but it's just in reverse. It's almost like it could be a temporary energy. There's a party that's considering that maybe this difficulty is, something that's temporary, but there's this part of you that's like, I'm not going to like 100% fight for this. Like if this works, then that's good. But I like can't deny that there is a level of like disappointment that you're feeling. We have Cosmic Exploration. Can we clarify how pile number 2 is currently feeling towards their person and connection? We have body as a house. We have can't be caught. We have in between worlds. And then we have volcano here. Cornucopia at the back of the deck, yeah. And again, there's just this energy here of you guys kind of being on fire or really being you almost are wondering if this situation is going to weigh you down, or it's almost like this situation is creating some sense of like, it just feels like with this cosmic exploration card that you guys, you know, tend to be very with in between worlds and body as a house. It's like you guys are very spiritual and you guys are very like powerful. It's a very like powerful feminine energy coming through. And there's almost this feeling of not like you don't like the level of like stagnancy that this connection is having. You don't like to be slowed down. You don't like to kind of be stuck in like the restraints of like outer conditions and like the material. It's like you guys have a very expansive energy to you. And it's almost like this situation is something where it's like, you're not going to be able to sit in this situation for too long just because with the volcano here, it's like with the Queen of Wands, there's just this feeling of like you're not going to stay in this complacent, like meh energy in this connection. Because you know that isn't where you want to be. You know that isn't really, that you look for a lot more than just, you know, good enough. Like you want great, like you want amazing. I feel like you guys have high standards for what you want in your life with cornucopia here. Yeah, with the heart eater, it's almost this energy of like this person maybe even getting you into this space where, you know, you maybe started feeling like a little bit less empowered or just like less abundant. And there's just almost this feeling of repopulation for sure, where it's like, you're kind of looking at the situation and going, you know, I don't know if this is an abundant connection. I don't know if this is an abundant situation. I don't know if I can work with this. I kind of want to fly away from this, if anything. So that's the energy I'm getting. But I also feel like, by the way, there's a lot of sadness and like, you know, you're going to be okay, but this isn't your ideal situation. Like, I feel like obviously you'd want this situation to work out with your person, but there's also this energy of like, I'm annoyed to be put in this position because I'm not going to like lower my standards or get off my pedestal, you know, for reasons that are not my own. So let's see how your person is currently thinking and feeling about you. There's even a part of you that almost just seems like, it's like you just kind of want to know. You like to, you're like efficient with your energy in the sense that you're willing to pour into something, but there's this feeling of if it's kind of not going anywhere, like you would rather just kind of mourn the situation, which I do feel like you guys are in touch with your emotions, where I do think you would be sad to like leave this person behind. There's a part of you that would do that though. Okay, what are pile number 2's person's current thoughts and feelings toward the connection? We'll go a little bit deeper in their spread. I just don't want to spend too long if it's just your feelings. You don't want to hear them. What are pile number 2's person's current thoughts and feelings? We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 10 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, so a lot of long-term energy coming through. Sorry, I need sorry. Okay, so that was crazy. That was just like a very intense like coughing fit. Just gonna adjust the camera. Okay. How is pile number 2's person honestly thinking and feeling. There's almost this, just with that cough there, like what that feeling really gave me is like, you know, when you're in class and like you don't want to cough, but like you, like the more you, because you don't want to look like stupid or you're trying to like think about how you look, but like you can't deny that there's like a raging need to like cough inside of you. There's almost this connection to that with this, where it's like, with the Six of Wands next to the Ten of Pentacles, there's almost this energy of projecting out an image of more abundance or like prosperity. Like that's what's in the light for this person. But then there's this shadowy Ten of Swords energy here. So we have literally 3 tens here. Yeah. And so with the Ten of Cups in reverse, I'm going to get clarifiers actually before I go further into it. Can we clarify the Ten of Swords? We have the Six of Cups. Can we clarify the Ten of Pentacles? We have the Hierophant. And we have another, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Can we clarify the Six of Wands? The Four of Pentacles. Can we clarify the Ten of Cups reversed? We have the Hermit in reverse. Okay, then we also have the World in reverse. Okay, so what's coming through here is that like a potential blockage in this connection could be something that your person, like a cycle that needs to end for your person with the World in reverse. There's almost this feeling of one cycle needing to close before another cycle can begin here. And so we also have, we have Virgo energy with the Hermit. So I'm getting here that there's honestly this sense that there's certain things or painful endings going on for this person in regards to their childhood. So this could be like their community, their family, or like close friends, but there's almost this feeling of something having to die for this person to be free to not care so much about what other people think and kind of move to the beat of their own drum. So your person, the way they feel, this is kind of has a little bit more to do with what's going on with this person in general. We'll try to see if we can get more into their feelings and emotions for you, but I guess this is what Spirit wants you to understand, is that this person, they feel like they have like expectations on them. This could be like cultural, like from their family. But yeah, there's just something here where there's almost this pressure on this person to have some sort of like pinnacle of success. And this being something that's very much rooted in their childhood. And so they might have felt like a strong pressure throughout their life to like meet the expectations of like their family, or just like what society would say is, you know, good or successful, or like what makes a person worthy. And I'm just seeing here that with the World in reverse, this person is almost blocking off their own path to their happiness and different possibilities, because I almost feel, I just feel like they're in a chokehold, or like they feel like they're kind of in a chokehold for who they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to want in life, and like the way that they're even supposed to move. It's like, it's almost like the decisions that they make are really based in like outer expectations rather than like their inner truth with the Hermit in reverse. I feel like this person is really in need of tuning out external noise and tuning into what it is that they really want. And like the Hermit is all about, you know, going into the darkness so you can actually see your own light, and you can be in tune with your own inner guidance, so you can be in tune with where it's telling you to go, rather than all of like the noise around you. And I think this person is kind of even needing, they may be resisting like sort of a tower moment, or just like this energy of things falling apart so they can free themselves. Because of the Eight of Swords here in reverse, there is this feeling of wanting to free themselves from these expectations or these constraints, but they may even feel like in doing that, and this could just be, this could be true, but this also could just be like a fear of your person, is almost like the fear of what happens if you don't measure up to someone's expectation, and like how that's gonna be, they're gonna leave you, or like you're gonna be abandoned or like betrayed. It's almost like this person feels like they're having to prove their worth and be at the mercy of other people's expectation and even their own internalized expectation of what is successful to get like praise from other people. And with the Ten of Cups here in reverse though, it feels like there's this feeling that this isn't in alignment with what would actually make them really happy. Like this isn't their Ten of Cups. And it's like this person is needing to close down a chapter around trying to succeed in a way that is more like superficial or like, you know, externally motivated rather than like internally motivated. Like what's going to make you happy? Like what's authentic to you? This person's struggling with their authenticity and even of sticking up for their authenticity at all costs, you know? And there are a lot of costs that come with like, you know, really standing in your truth. And it almost feels like this person's having a hard time standing in their truth. Yeah, so, okay, I want to see though, like, how does that impact their feelings for you? Because I feel like this is more like background about this person. So I'm just going to use another deck really quickly. Actually, I'll use the same deck and then we can kind of keep going. We also have Taurus energy with the Hierophant. And so it does feel like there's this energy of like the material world versus the emotional, spiritual world. Whereas I feel like you guys are very free and in tune with that spiritual self. And I feel like this person is almost a little bit more stuck in the 3D or stuck in like the material concerns of life at the expense of their, you know, highest path, their highest spiritual path, their soul's development, their happiness, their soul's happiness, and kind of being stuck in ego related modes of making choices and perceiving the world through ego. And even like a judgment of what's right or wrong according to certain people's terms or like society's terms, their parents, whoever. So how does this, okay, we understand that now. How does pile number two's person, how does this impact how they think and feel towards pile number two? Be the Six of Cups. Be the Ten of Pentacles. Very similar message coming through. With the Sun. We have the Knight of Cups and the Hierophant. We clarify the Six of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. We clarify the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Magician. We clarify the Sun. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups here coming out in the reverse. We clarify the Knight of Cups and the Hierophant. The Seven of Wands in reverse. Knight of Pentacles also in the reverse. Okay, so it feels like your person almost... okay, so everything I just talked about, it feels like that's a very internalized sort of mechanism for this person. And so it almost just feels like your person is maybe not as in tune with what they really want and what they're capable of. And so they may, in this situation, like move things forward and kind of like with this Magician energy, like come across like they really can, you know, that they're an abundant manifester and that they see a very optimistic, positive future, that this is what they want. Even with the Hierophant too, it's almost like maybe if they know that you want some kind of commitment or some kind of a future, there's almost this energy here of, there's a feeling, and I feel like this is something that I did in like my early relationships, but there was this feeling of trying to figure out like what the other person wanted and then like morphing into what that is. And in the process, sort of losing like your truth or like losing what, you know, you're not really realizing whether or not that's what you want, or if it's like because you're trying to earn the love of someone. And so I almost feel like there's this energy here of trying to like earn your love. And it's like they don't want to be on a different page than you with like the Two of Cups here in reverse. There's almost this energy of like things are going to work out. It's almost like your person's like, oh, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to fall into place. Like, I don't need to be concerned. Like they're not concerned enough about potential setbacks, obstacles, or, you know, like practical things like that matter for the long-term success of something. It's almost like this person is projecting out a very, very positive view of how this relationship can go, but it's coming from this place of almost following a script, or even like looking at you at the Hierophant here, almost like looking at you like you tell them what to do, or like you give them the blueprint. It's almost like this person's like living by someone else's blueprint, or they expect to live by someone else's blueprint. They may even believe that if they just follow sort of like a blueprint of like what other people want, that that's going to bring them safety. Yeah, but it's like with the Seven of Cups here, there's kind of a naivete to this, because it's like they aren't really as aware maybe of what this situation is or what it's going to require of them. Because the Knight of Pentacles in reverse can be someone that sort of promises a lot, but like doesn't follow through. Or it's also that energy of like the armchair astronaut, where it's like you say all these things and like you dream out all of this like potential what things could be. But it's a little bit like a smoke and mirror show, like not on purpose. I'm not getting that this person is trying to like deceive you in any way. It's more just like they're trying to put out a mask of like whatever you would like the most or whatever is the best. And it's kind of then making them like, there's going to be like cracks in the plan at some point, because, you know, if it's not authentic to you, like who you're presenting as and like what you're saying you want, like at some point that's going to come through, or like certain things are going to become more obvious about that. I hope that makes sense. So I feel like this person almost feels like this pressure to, I'm going to get some other oracle cards, like this pressure to want what you want. And underestimate how important it is for you guys to actually be on the same page, and like for this person to really know themselves. Like there's kind of a lack of self identity here, where it's like there's almost this sense of things will work out, or like it's gonna, like I know over time like things are gonna work out, but it's like, why do you think that? You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, just because you want this doesn't mean it's what you need, or what, you know, is really authentic for you. We clarify pile number 2's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards them. We have higher power. We have deep knowing in reverse. We have orphaned. And then we have co-create, and then a leg up here. Your person almost actually feels like you guys are somewhat of like a guiding light to them. They almost look to you like this Hierophant figure, or like you have all the answers, and if they just follow you, they're not going to be abandoned, or like it's almost like they're seeking a sense of belonging and home within you, to a point where it's this energy of playing small. Like I'm going to read you guys just the orphaned card in reverse here, because I feel like this is an issue that this person might have. It says, the shadow side of this card speaks to the essence of abandonment. Perhaps you feel a need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. I'm actually not getting that one as much. I'm getting more, hang on, let me just look at this. Sorry, this is not, okay. It says, we are all meant to have connections with other people, with our family, society, and the larger culture. No manned island in its importance to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential for your well-being. But it's important that you're true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with the group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You may be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of the pressure to not fit in. Not everyone will understand you. Yeah, there's just almost this feeling here. And I don't think, though, that this person doesn't feel that sense of belonging with you. It's almost like until they create more of their own connection with themselves and like their truth and their connection with spirit and like a higher source, it's almost like they are on someone else's vision, or like they are, and with a leg up here, it's almost this energy of feeling like they would be powerful with you at their side, or like they could do anything with you. And with deep knowing in reverse here, this card can talk about like intuition or empathy overload, where it's like you're kind of enmeshed with other people's energy. And so I'm just really getting here with like co-creating higher power. There's something here in regards to this person's way of creating, where there's a need for them to figure out what their true north is, so then they can understand if that true north aligns with other people's, instead of sort of looking to other figures, like with the Hierophant, like that can be an energy of, you know, kind of looking to an outside institution or person to give you structure of like your truth and values. This person almost believes that they just need to follow that, is kind of what I'm getting. Can we clarify pile number 2's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards their person? We've sad embraced that. There's a deep fear of abandonment here. Like this person has like, either this is like in their psyche, there's just a deep fear of abandonment and being alone. More than anything else is how this person feels. We have Sacred Pool. We have Wishing Well in reverse. Then we have Coming Apart in reverse. We also have Ghostlands here at the back of the deck. Yeah, okay. I just feel like there's this energy here of, again, it's around manifestation and understanding how to co-create with the universe, and understanding that, hang on, I want to just read really quickly from the guidebook for Sacred Pool, because it's bugging me because I haven't pulled that card in a while. Okay, this I'm going to read it to you guys because it's just like so spot on for what I'm picking up on. It says, it can be difficult to overcome denial when there's a reward for staying where you are. If you can't accept and love yourself, you remain trapped wearing a false mask of victimhood. The benefit of embracing denial and the victim's mask is that you never have to take a real risk. And yeah, and so there's this energy of letting other people choose for you and almost being afraid of like what it means to really create for yourself, to really take that risk of, it's about taking responsibility for your life in a way, and understanding that like you're in the driver's seat, and it's true that it might feel more safe to kind of be under someone else's control. It's like, it's almost like if you're always following orders from someone, then you're not as responsible. And like, this is kind of a crazy, like analogy or example, but it's making me think of like Hitler and like the Nazis, and how like the Nazis like were shocked that they were to be held responsible, or like they almost, there's like a debate of whether they should be held responsible for the actions that they took that were just like so heinous and unacceptable, like a crime against humanity. But they did it because someone else told them to, and like they gave all of their allegiance to that dictator. And it's like this energy of, well, I shouldn't be responsible, like I'm actually a victim in this too. But it's like, no, you actually did those things, like, you know. So there's kind of an energy around that coming through to explain it. So it says, dimming your light serves no one. And for example, like being in that, I always think about like what it would be like what I would do in that situation, you know? And it's kind of giving also, like, I feel like there's like experiments in psychology where it's like, you think you're going to be the person to speak out against the group and like say what you think. But there's even experiments in psychology where you can be like gaslit into like doubting your answer for something. If everyone else is saying a different answer around you, like a lot of people will change their answer to what the group is saying because they don't want to be like an outcast or like say the wrong thing. And so there's almost this energy of abandoning what you to believe to be true and right in order to have the safety of some kind of, you know, institution, like some higher power. But it's almost like, what's your higher power here? It's like there's an energy here of this person's higher power not being spirit, and giving their power away to other things that are like not the direct source. But anyways, it says, dimming your light serves no one. Turning away from the truth reflected in the stillness of the sacred pool keeps you in denial, doing the same thing over and over again. Such vain efforts lead to a tedious, boring existence. Take the risk and shine your beautiful light into the world. Look in the mirror and see this truth. Surrender the need to self-sabotage. Remember, you have a responsibility not to just yourself, but the divine spark within you. Accept the discomfort of seeing with clear eyes, and you'll soon see that wondrous adventures are waiting for you. Step into your magical life. Take the leap of faith. And so I think what this person, for some of you, it could be that this relationship is something that they want, is something that they feel called towards, but it also could be that they're so wrapped up in certain ideas of what they should and shouldn't do, like in whatever other way, that like even if their heart is calling to something else, they might have a hard time accepting the end of it. Would be like, and I'm sorry to keep bringing up like the Nazis, but it's like, it's this energy of having to see the truth, because it would be so much easier to be in denial in that situation. Like, no, like, you know, I need to, even though like I feel bad about this, like I need to be in denial about the situation. It's almost this call. It feels like this relationship is even almost like a call to wake up from whatever, you know, power they're under, or like whatever they just feel like they have to follow, even if it's not true to them. But then that kind of creates this like tower. And I'm surprised the tower hasn't come through, because it's almost like this, it would be like a true heartbreak. And another thing that's coming through, I'm just going to get a sip of tea. I feel like I'm speaking very sporadically. I apologize. Another thing that's coming through, I recently watched on Netflix, like Dancing for the Devil, and it just like talks about like a cult. And I'm so fascinated by cults. I think they're so interesting. But for what's coming through in this reading is the essence of when people are in denial that like the cult leader is taking advantage of them, or that they are not actually like this higher power. They're not benevolent. Like, not only are they not benevolent, they are like taking advantage of you in some capacity. So they're hurting you. That can be such a hard pill to swallow, because it's someone that you have so much love for, you've given so much trust over to be betrayed by that is like life shattering. You know, it's this coming apart moment. It's, you know, traumatizing, a huge, it's almost easier to just stay in denial and keep kind of drinking the Kool-Aid, because the alternative to that is a huge, like, 10 of Swords moment, like a betrayal, like a earth shattering sort of like everything is different. Like, I have to rebuild from the ground up, you know, I have to find out who I am without this. And I have to process what it means to me that I was in that, you know, and it can be a lot of difficult feelings behind that. And like, one of the girls that was being interviewed is like still like struggling probably like years later after like leaving the cult, and just like struggling with like, you know, being mad at herself and just being like, how could I let this happen? And like, just the amount of trauma that kind of can bring out. It's like, it's something that in the end, it's better to come out of that denial and like begin your healing journey. But it is important to acknowledge that it's hard. And so I just feel like this person is kind of in this struggle of being afraid to maybe even like trust that that this is going to be safe for them, that this is something that can work out for them. Yeah. And so there could be this disconnect with this person where it's like, you might be trying to figure out like what they want when it comes to the connection with you, and it might be like not super clear, or they might not have like this level of confidence, and it almost feels like it's because it's like they feel like they can't make their own decision, or they don't feel 100% confident in what they want. But I'm getting like energetically that they feel drawn to you on a very like soul level. So it's probably something that's meant to kind of raise this person's like, you know, timeline. But it does feel like at the same time, it may be disappointing for you, because it's like, you might not feel like this person's genuine, or you might not know if you can like trust them, or like you just might feel like there's almost something off, is like the best way I could describe it. What are their thoughts though towards the connection? What are their thoughts towards the connection? Like moving towards this connection with pile number 2. Be the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the, what is this? The 7 of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. Be the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. It's like they see this opportunity. We have Temperance, Strength. This person's afraid. So I'm getting here. It's like, I know I was saying like all this overly optimistic stuff, but I feel like that's again like this person's like mask that they're showing you is almost like whatever vision you have, I'm gonna people please to like be that. But underneath it, there is this fear of not being able to meet you at your worth. There's a fear that they're in over their head, or that you know, they don't actually have as much courage. And it's almost like once they figure out maybe what this situation is asking them, like it's like in the beginning, it's a lot easier because they can kind of, I don't know, it's more make-believe, or it's kind of more like, oh, this is like maybe how it could go or something. But it's almost like once things get more real, they're starting to see like what they might need to wake up to, or what like they might need to sacrifice. The Hangman here, they have to look at things from a new perspective in order to really embrace this connection on an authentic level with the Ace of Wands and Temperance. It's like they need to do some alchemization, and they may need to fight for this connection in some way. Like they may need to really like put energy in and like have a lot of conviction. You know, there's just almost this energy of like this person's integrity that I'm questioning. We have Sagittarius energy here with Temperance, Leo with Strength. But yeah, I don't know. I hope this is making sense. So for the extended reading, let's look at, I definitely by the end of the reading want to get advice for you about whether or not, you know, this is a connection you should keep putting energy into. Like if there's potential in this connection for it to blossom into like an equal partnership like that you're looking for. And I also feel like with the energy check, and it's so interesting because you got the King of Cups came through, and it's almost like this person's giving Page of Cups in reverse, where it's like they're not really fully knowing like what they feel or want. So for the extended reading, I want to look at what kind of mask this person is presenting to you, and what their, like maybe what their intentions are versus what their actual actions are going to be. Like I want to look at if this person's going to follow through on their actions. Yeah, I really want to look at like what's kind of going to happen in this connection. I also want to take a little bit of a deeper look at what these blockages are for your person, just like understand better where this like what this energy is of not really being in touch with themselves. I just want to like look at that a little bit, and then we'll finish it off with some guidance for you. So I'll have that link down below if you guys are interested in checking it out. I appreciate everyone who does support me through the extended readings. It does really help me be able to prioritize my YouTube channel more. So thank you very much. Other than that, free ways to support are just through hitting the like button, leaving a comment if you guys did find it interesting or helpful. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more pick a card readings from my channel, make sure you're subscribed, that you have your notification bell on so you are able to see when I post the next video. Other than that, it's been an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Dreamy Moons Tarot with this orange calcite raw stone, this is going to be your reading where we're looking at how you and your person are honestly feeling and thinking about each other and the connection. So we are going to start off with how you are feeling. I don't know, I just said that weird, but you are feeling about the energy of this connection and your person. And this is really meant to serve as an energy check-in. So hopefully this first part will resonate with you, and that way you'll feel more sure that this is your reading and it can help you avoid any confusion. If it doesn't feel like it's resonating for you, definitely don't force it to fit. I would just choose a different pile. There will be an extended reading for each of the piles today. So if you do really feel like this is resonating for you and you want to go deeper into a reading, I will be looking at whatever else Spirit feels we should go into for your pile. So I will be deciding the topic after we get into your reading a bit, just to see what it seems like would be most beneficial for you guys. I was just thinking about, like, this is one of my favorite decks. This is such a beautiful deck, and it just feels so good. I got it from Tarot Stack. If any of you guys are interested in this deck, I highly recommend it. Okay, how is pile number 3 thinking and feeling about their person, this connection? What would they explain to me about it? We have the 5 of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure this came out first for pile number 2 as well, interestingly. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 3 of Stars in reverse. Kind of a similar energy coming through, actually, pile number 2. So you might have some messages in that pile as well. Can we clarify the 5 of Pentacles here? 5 of Cups, you guys, literally in the last pile, 5 of Cups, 5 of Stars was like this. So, and I'm pretty sure the 3 of Stars came out in reverse. You guys, I hope this isn't going to be the same reading. But can we clarify the 10 of Wands in reverse here? We have the 3 of Cups. Can we clarify the 10 of Stars in reverse? We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. Can we clarify the 3 of Stars in reverse? High Priestess in reverse. 8 of Cups. Okay, I actually am getting a different energy because it almost feels, I'm not going to like go into this too much because I don't want to confuse anyone, but some of you guys, this could be a flip-flop pile. So pile number 2 could be related to this pile, but if you're here, and you chose this pile. So what I'm picking up on, interestingly, is I don't know if this is exactly one person that you're thinking of, or if this is like a group of people that you are thinking about here, because it feels like there's almost this feeling of let me say feeling one more time. There's this sense of not feeling connected or feeling somewhat isolated from a certain group of people, or there could even just be a fear of loss of a sense of community. With the 10 of Stars, the 3 of Stars in reverse, and 3 of Cups. Like there's almost this feeling of you feeling like you're not actually really happy with a certain, like maybe this is a friend, this could be a family member, but yeah, there's just this sense of maybe coming to a realization, but it being very sad and creating a lot of grief, that you may need to like walk away from something that you do feel very emotionally invested in, or something that you might have a lot of history with, in order to follow your personal happiness. And I feel like with the High Priestess in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse, I do feel like letting go of this person or group is something that's going to really be a weight off of your shoulders. And it may be with the Five of Wands that it's like you don't want to cause conflict, but the way that you have been avoiding conflict has been something where you're not heard then in this group. It's almost this sense of feeling like you're not being true to yourself, or it's almost like you've been ignoring your intuition about how you felt in this situation because of not wanting to lose it. But it does feel like there's this lonely kind of sad feeling of maybe I do need to kind of let go of this burden because I don't really feel seen. I don't feel like this is my vision of like what I want, or I don't feel like what I'm building here is actually going to make me really happy. And I feel like the only way I can stay in this situation is by not speaking my truth or following my truth. But you may have had like a lot of good times with this person or this group, but it's becoming a burden. It's like, it's almost becoming a burden for you to meet the expectations of this group. But it feels like for a long time, you maybe didn't want to feel that sense of abandonment or orphan energy. And so there's almost this sense here of you having made yourself smaller or, sacrificed some of your own, sacrificing what was true to you to fit into a group better is how it feels. But it feels like there's a lot of sadness here. Like there's a sadness that you maybe don't see eye to eye with these people, or that it has to be this way. There's almost this energy of I wish it didn't have to be this way, because like I feel like I'm being forced to walk away because there isn't a solution, but I wish there was a solution. I wish I could stay and put more energy into this, but I just feel like we're not on the same page, and I'm not aligning. There's a conflict when it comes to beliefs, values, opinions even. Can we clarify how pile number 3 is feeling in regards to this person or this group, whatever's coming through for pile number 3? We have into the unknown. We have commitment. We have peaks of joy. And then we have sacred pool, yeah. You guys definitely, we have rescue at the back of the deck. So I am picking up that, I mean, I don't know if you guys care, but for pile number 2, I think a person that maybe is romantically interested in you is coming through in that pile. And like a lot of what you're feeling about these people is like what I was explaining to pile number 2. But I am getting here that there's this sense of having a really strong sense of loyalty to these people, but and really thinking about like the good times that you've had with these people, but it's almost like the commitment is maybe not serving you anymore. And if anything, there's a sense of being afraid of going out into the unknown, being afraid that you won't be supported if you do recognize the truth of the situation, if you do decide to come out of like, there's even a sense of the High Priestess in reverse of recognizing that you may have been in denial about how well you got along with certain people or how good for you like a certain relationship or person really was. It's interesting that with the rescue card and the 8 of Cups, like there's these waterfalls. And so I feel like you guys are slowly kind of coming to the realization that you will be supported on the path to finding what nourishes you and what makes you really happy. And like, although there's a lot of cups here, there's like an entire waterfall out in the distance if you're just willing to go into the unknown, but it requires you to go out into the unknown. But the truth of the situation is that, yeah, we have sad embrace here as well. I'm not surprised. You will not be like left alone forever, or you will not, like, I think some of your worst fears in this situation are not going to be true. And I feel like there's almost this fear that things will never be as happy as they've been with this group. Like with Peaks of Joy, there's just this sense of, will I ever be this happy again? And I think there just could be a lot of good memories that make it really hard to maybe see some of the more difficult parts of this. But I think you're coming to this realization that no matter how much you would like to stay, or no matter how much, you know, you would give to the situation, at the end of the day, like the truth of it is that it isn't really supporting you, or it isn't true to you. It isn't right for you. It's not resonant with where you're going, where you want to go, where your emotional fulfillment is. And I feel like this is like a maturing moment for you guys. I want to read the Sacred Pool just because it's such a spot on card for this energy. But it says, it can be difficult to overcome denial when there is a reward for staying where you are. If you can't accept and love yourself, you remain trapped wearing a false mask of victimhood. The benefit of embracing denial and the victim's mask is that you never have to take a real risk, and that's the into the unknown. Dimming your light serves no one. Turning away from the truth reflected in the stillness of the sacred pool keeps you in denial, doing the same thing over and over again. Such vain efforts lead to a tedious, boring existence, and that's at like 10 of Wands in reverse. Take the risk and shine your beautiful light into the world. Look into the mirror and see the truth. Surrender the need to self-sabotage. You remember you have a responsibility not just to yourself, but the divine spark within you. Accept the discomfort of seeing with clear eyes, and you'll soon find that wondrous adventures are waiting for you. Step into your magical life. Take a leap of faith. And I feel like that's just really where you guys are at right now. Yeah. And so I think hopefully we're going to be channeling this group's energy, but we'll see. We'll see what comes through for, because this is intentionally meant to be like your person, but it doesn't have to be like one specific person. It could be a group. Or, you know, the way you feel, there could be a specific love interest in your mind, because it was kind of coming through in pile number 2. And maybe you feel like in order to take the risk with this new love interest, it involves like seeing a lot of hard truths about who you've been and like what's been familiar to you. And it may be that this relationship is causing you to kind of have to leave your comfort zone. And again, just like, it's like a judgment moment where you're having to see the truth of a situation that maybe at one point did bring you a lot of joy, but it feels like you're kind of ready to step into a new version of yourself. And in order to grow and step into a new version of yourself, there is this need to see things for what they are, so you can keep moving forward on your path and not stay stuck at like the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is an energy where you stay in a situation that really can't go further or bring you your 9 of Cups, your 10 of Cups. But it's like, because you are so emotionally invested in it, it's like hard to leave it behind. But there's this sense of denial that you know deep down that it's not going to make you happy. It's not like for you. But it doesn't negate the fact that there was all those cups in the situation. And it is a really difficult experience to go through. And so I feel for you guys, if you guys are feeling a lot of grief, or you're having to grieve what you're leaving behind. Okay. So how does, the person that pile number 3 wants to know more about in regards to their feelings and thoughts, can we please channel that person or the collective of that group? I'm just going to say how do they currently think and feel towards pile number 3? We have the 2 of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Chariot, and we have the Star. Can we clarify the 2 of Wands? I feel like you guys are making moves. I feel like you guys are leveling up in your sense of like determination and willpower. And I feel like you're really standing out. So we have Aquarius and Cancer energy. And I feel like with the Star here, there's this vibe of you embracing more of your like individuality and being more forward thinking and kind of moving into like, this person is feeling like you are stepping out of your comfort zone, that you're making decisions that are leveling you up, and that you're showing this kind of determination. Whereas like with the Page of Stars here in reverse, there's almost this energy of maybe this person feels like in the past you weren't as serious about following through and like pushing your horizons and leveling up. It's like the Page of Pentacles in reverse can be an energy of someone that might be like a dreamer, or like talk about or like think about the things they want to do, but like they're not the kind of person who's ever going to really take that risk or do that. So let me clarify. How is pile number 3's person thinking and feeling about them? Can we clarify the Two of Wands? Yeah, so we have the Six of Swords, we have Death, and then we have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, this person is seeing you as making the decision to transform yourselves and leave behind a version of you that is no longer serving you. Like the Six of Swords is all about a transitionary kind of an energy and moving away from any like troubled times or you know, energies of conflict in order to transition to sort of a new phase. And I feel like with the Death card here, yeah, it feels like this person thinks that you're making the decision to put the past behind you and transform. We have Scorpio energy with Death, and with the Eight of Wands, and you're doing this quickly. This person feels like you are rapidly leveling up or transforming and shifting your energy. Can we clarify the Page of Stars in reverse? We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Can we clarify the Chariot? We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Ten of Cups. Can we clarify the Star? We have the King of Swords here in the reverse, and then Strength at the back of the deck. Wow, so this is really beautiful, how your person is feeling and thinking about you. I'm really loving this. This is not exactly what came through for pile number 2, so I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But we have Leo energy here coming through, and your person feels like you're really stepping into a higher version of yourself. There's this energy of no longer letting opportunities go, or like, yeah, like there's this energy of not letting, yeah. Maybe in the past, this person feels like you may have passed up on opportunities that could make you really happy because of maybe being afraid of what challenges would be on the road to that, or yeah, what strength it would require out of you. And like strength and faith here. There's this energy here of your person feeling like maybe in the past you were in a little bit more of like a fear-based or lack mentality, where you didn't fully believe in your potential, or you didn't fully believe that you were capable of chasing your dreams. And I feel like with the Ten of Cups here, that's so beautiful for that to come through, because this person just feels like you're on the road to overcoming any challenges because you're dedicated to this happy future. Like the Ten of Cups is this sort of like long-term vision or goal of like what truly makes you happy. And, you know, this has like a family here, and it's just like whatever is individually what makes you happy. And it's like this person feels like you are growing in your capacity to understand that you deserve that and can have that, despite whatever challenges are in the way. And so, yeah, there's just a strong energy of your person feeling like you are releasing a version of you that held yourself back or didn't believe in yourself. And so you didn't reach the potential that you could reach. You might have even been afraid. Well, this makes sense because it was kind of coming through in your energy check-in. This person feels that you maybe held yourself back or doubted yourself because of the change that it would require for you to go after what you're capable of. And a quote that's coming through, I don't know if I know the quote directly, but it's like, we're not afraid of failure. We're afraid of like, if we can truly succeed, we're afraid of our own power in a sense. Like what's more terrifying is not like what we can't do. It's like what we're capable of, and how scary it is to really have all that power within your hands, and the responsibility that is. And it kind of reminds me of the Sacred Pool card coming through, where it's like coming out of a stance of like victimhood, and not in the sense of like you feel like a victim, more that you don't feel empowered to create your own reality, or that you feel like you have to react to things in front of you, that you can't forge your own path in the world. With the King of Crystals here in reverse, I feel like there's this energy of your person feeling like you're kind of having an awakening, where in the past you might have been like very logical, or you might have seen things in a more rigid way, or seen them in a more pessimistic way even, or just like maybe this person feels like you had a more limited view of what was possible for you, and that was something that held you back. But with this star here, like the star is such an expansive energy of really pushing the limits of what you believe is possible. Okay, I don't know if I have to put it, I'm just going to do it just in case. But it's like you're believing, the star is also about hope and faith. And so, yeah, this person really feels like you are leveling up, and there's honestly a lot of love for you from this person. I'm not getting that these are people that you're leaving behind. Like this feels like a newer person, or it could be just someone that like is very much on your side, wants to see you succeed. Like this is someone who wants to see you be the best version of yourself, and they feel like you're doing that, and like they're really want to support you in that, is like the best way to describe how they feel about you. They believe in you. They understand what you're going through. They understand it all. And they just can see that you are capable of winning, that you're capable of more. This person truly wants to see your best self come through. And this person might have Leo energy, but it's kind of this energy of like this person wants to champion you. Okay, so can we clarify how pile number 3's person is honestly feeling about them? We have higher power. We have round and round. We have blessed here in the reverse. And then we have go the distance here. Never ending story in reverse. Yeah, and so what it feels like is your person feels like you're coming to this place where you don't want to repeat the same cycles. Like you want to break out of a repetitive cycle in your life. You want to level up with round and round here. There's this energy here of you guys definitely wanting to break out of cycles that are no longer serving you. With a never-ending story here in reverse, this person feels like you are releasing whatever lies you have internalized that have come from other people's, what they've said to you. The way that other people have hurt us throughout our life can impact the way that we see ourselves. And we can be telling the same old story about what we're capable of or who we are. And it's almost like you're breaking out of this limited view of who you thought you were and what you had internalized as who you are. They feel like you're breaking out of that with death here as well. And with higher power, again, it's like they feel like you are tuning into the strength of a higher power with the star here in the Chariot. Like it's almost like you're gaining strength through having more faith in the universe, they feel. This person also feels like you're realizing that this person feels like you're coming to the realization that you are not going to be able to get what you want by doing what you've always done. So it's that quote where it's like, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. And it's kind of like insanity to think that you're going to get different results by doing the same thing. This person feels like you're coming to this understanding and realization that transformation is really the only answer or way that you're gonna truly reach your potential and get what you want. And with blessed in reverse here, it's saying that we're not gonna be blessed. We can't expect to be blessed if we aren't going to be willing to go through the difficult process of transformation, even if for a temporary time period, it does require us to muster up our strength. It does require us to become to learn to survive without the comforts of whatever we're leaving behind. But it's growing this sense of, what's it called? Determination, like determination that I'm going to do it anyways. Like, it's not too difficult for me with the Chariot. It's like, I'm going to have victory in this situation. And I'm not going to expect that anything less than what needs to be done is going to bring me what I want. I'm releasing any ideas that, you know, it's coming to the this person believes that you're coming to the truth, and you're sitting face to face with the truth that you're not going to get to there unless you go through this, unless you look at the truth of a situation, you make new choices, you break out of limiting beliefs about what's possible, and that you're willing to, I don't want to say suffer, but you're willing to go through the discomfort of transformation. Yeah. Because, yeah, and it's almost like this person feels like you're realizing that you're starting to realize why certain things didn't work out the way you expected, because it's almost like you're starting to understand what way you need to go about things differently for them to work in your favor. Like, you're kind of coming into reality of, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think. This is what the energy is giving, is like, imagine that you are learning a chore when you're a child and you make an attempt at it and it's clearly not working the way that you're doing something. Like, let's say you're learning to clean the toilet, I guess. There's an energy here of, like, almost, let's say that you tell yourself that day you're going to clean the toilet and you come to do it and, like, you don't know what tool to use. And so I'm not going to get into specifics, but let's just say you do it in a way that isn't super effective. Instead of sort of, and then, like, let's say you do that and then, like, your mom comes in and is like, oh gosh, well, at least they tried, I'm just going to clean it for them. And then, like, next time you're going to clean the toilet, you do the same thing. And then the same thing happens where it's like, someone else kind of comes in and does it for you. But then you kind of become reliant on that comfort zone of like, you're not reaching your full potential. Like, you can clean the toilet. Like, you can figure out how to do that. If you just don't give up. This is, like, funny analogy, but if that makes sense here. So it's like you're kind of leaving behind, like, that childlike attitude. And I'm not calling it out in a negative way as childlike. It's more just like Page of Pentacles in reverse is, like, kind of like thinking you want to do something, but then, like, not really figuring out exactly, like, learning the steps to do it and then, like, following through. It's like you're coming to terms that, like, if you really want to clean that toilet, you got to do it, like, the hard way. Like, you have to do it the way that, where you have to leave behind the fact that, like, your mom's not always going to be there to do it. And that's a hard reality, but it's one that's worth it, because if you want to have that clean toilet in your life, like, you have to accept the loss of that support, I guess, or, like, that hand holding in a way. Okay. That was an interesting analogy. I don't know if that made sense, but anyways, can we clarify how pile number 3's person honestly is thinking and feeling about them? Yeah, we have left out to the wolves. Like, you guys are learning how to survive on your own. And this is exactly what I'm getting at. Like, it's like your mom isn't here to help you with the toilet. And that sounds like, I'm not even trying to be patronizing. I'm just saying that's what's coming through. But it says, left out with the wolves. The air is electric because it's night, and what lingers within the darkness may or may not devour you. Your courage and cunning can work through the most terrifying of obstacles. You've been left out with the wolves to learn from them, how to live amongst them without being hurt, and how to imitate their ways. There may be a time where you will need to pull out the fierce ability to hunt without the guidance of the sun. Overcoming your fears will be valuable tools. And, like, that's that strength energy. It's like you're learning that there's benefit in struggle almost, or it's like sometimes the only way you can learn to, it's like sink or swim. It's like certain people only got to a level of success because of difficult experiences that they have. And it's like, in all reality, there's no other way to be at that level besides kind of going through the difficult process of learning things from the bottom up and kind of just accepting that reality. And so then because you know that it's like being process oriented and realizing that you understand that it's worth it to stick it out in this like uncomfortable environment, even if you feel scared or intimidated. It's like, this is going to be the only way that you actually yourself gain the skills that you need for success. How is pile number 3's person honestly viewing them? We have body as a house. We have ripe fruit, visions, gifts, the portal, fire mother, repopulation, smother at the back of the deck. So yeah, I'm seeing here that your person feels like you're waking up more to like a spiritual part of yourself with body as a house, where like maybe it's kind of like leaving the idea that everything is just material and like not being as connected with the spiritual aspect. This person feels like you're more connecting with that. And almost like through like a vision, you're having visions about what you want for your future. And like, there's this energy of like third eye activation where it's like, you're starting to see like what you really want to create or where your true happiness is going to be. And in order for you to get there, there's a need for this repopulation situation to happen. And this card essentially says that we all want to have like a basket full of like ripe apples, but sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves and look at the basket and realize that all we have is a bunch of rotten cores, and we'll have a full basket of apples again, but it requires us to take those seeds and plant new seeds so we can again have like a prosperous outcome. And I love that fire mother came through because again, like the mother was coming through, and it's kind of like this energy of leaving like the nurturing of someone else, or like, yeah, like almost just realizing that you're more powerful and like you can regenerate yourself in ways that you don't expect, I guess. Let me look at this. Yeah. So it says the phoenix curls her many colors around her eggs. Having survived a fiery death, she is reborn again and again. Her ability to give her love, and her colors never leaves her. In fact, her ability to live through death and rebirth allows her to appreciate the things she loves ever more deeply. She's a symbol to us that from death will always come life. The Fire Mother has the wisdom of knowing nothing truly belongs to her and that everything is temporary. She loves and cares for her eggs as if there's no tomorrow. If you've experienced difficulties in the past, it can become a habit to always be looking for the next tragedy or hurdle that might be put on your way. Before you know it, you're spending all of your time overcoming challenges. You also have the option to spend your time and energy giving affection and love to that which you feel dear, such as people, projects, or ideas. You will never cause ill by giving love. And so I feel like there's this energy here of realizing that you become more abundant through flowing with change and going through transformation. And even though certain things may not last forever, it isn't in vain to give to them, because it's kind of like tuning into the feminine principle of cycles and just realizing that everything is temporary, but still it makes sense to go after what you love, you know, even if it's maybe not going to last forever, but it's still worth it to be within those cycles of birth and birth and death. Hopefully that makes sense. And it's like the time will come where you'll be able to reap what you've sown, but there is this energy of needing to learn that if you want to reap what your really heart is desiring, there is a need to flow. I guess your person feels like they're coming through as very wise. I feel like your person is very wise. I feel like they'd be able to talk to you about this because this is all coming through from your person. Like they feel like you're kind of tuning into the reality of life in a way, and the feminine principle, and you're no longer turning away from change and transformation. You are understanding that it's a process that's worth it in itself. So there's no reason to hold back or give up. So, and in the toilet example, bringing it back to that, it's almost like this energy of like, well, the toilet isn't going to last forever, so I'm not going to clean it. No, I'm not going to bring it back to the toilet. But anyways, this is what I'm picking up on. So I want to see for your extended reading, I want to see what this person really wants for this connection. Like, what do they want to happen in this connection? I want to look at what they would tell you if they're being really honest with you. I also want to look at getting some guidance for you on this connection, what you need to know, what you need to hear, the best way to navigate it forward, just from your spirit team. So I want to spend a little extra time on the guidance as well. Other than that, though, this is what I have. I'll have the extended link down below. Thank you to everyone who does support me on those. I really do appreciate it. It helps me be able to put more time into the channel. But other just free ways to support are through liking the video and leaving a comment if you guys did find the reading to be helpful or interesting. And if you want to see more readings from my channel, I would love for you guys to subscribe, hit the notification button so you're able to see when I post future readings. And other than that, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope to connect with you again soon.